Hello all. Well, I've been delighted to be invited back to Bracken Trust. Those who saw the blog last week, now I met up with Anne Williams, Chief Executive for the Bracken Trust here in Llandrindod Wells, Mid Wales. And afterwards, after Anne had given the introduction about the Bracken Trust, she just said there would be a possibility of a patient that would possibly agree to talk to me. Now, I knew who that was. I know this gentleman quite well. And is like, John, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm always good,
Yeah,
John.
yeah. First thing, thank you so much for agreeing to talk to me.
Well, I can have a cup of
You
tea
can
as
have a
well.
cup of tea. Yeah. I know you've spoken to me before with the choir stuff
Yeah.
and that marvelous community event with the choir did with Belfast Rugby Club. But we're here today really to talk about with your experiences with Bracken Trust. And if you don't mind me asking, John, from the moment you were diagnosed, when did you first become aware of the work of Bracken Trust?
Well, I actually became aware of the Bracken Trust before I was diagnosed. We were at a seminar in the Y side, and I was there with a table for the Bilth Male Voice Choir, and Anne Williams, who's the manager here, she was at a table for the Bracken Trust. And I asked her what it was about, and she told me it was cancer support. And I said, well, I'm with the choir. I'm sure there's one time we can actually raise money for you. And I said I would come up and have a look at the place, just wander about just to see what it was about. And that didn't happen. But then in November 2018, I was diagnosed with cancer. Now, the cancer's always going to be with me. It's not curable, but it is treatable. And that was November 2018. So I'm almost 4.5 years down the line. But I came here just after I'd been to Hereford and was diagnosed. I dropped my wife off for Keep Fit, and I came up here thinking, what's the Bracken Trust? What can it do for me? I I knew about it, but I didn't know what it would do. So I came up here and I met Anne at the door, and she took me into her office, and I said, I've come about the choir. What can we can raise money for you? And she said to me, there's something else in the background. She knows me, so
Yeah.
she knew there was something in the background. And I said, yes, there is. I've been diagnosed with cancer and I don't know where to turn. I really don't know where to turn. I came through the door here and I was lost. And then she got me a nurse who talked to me and we discussed all about my problem and everything else. And I thought, yes, it is the place for me. I I need it. And now I've been coming here now, for, as I say, for 4.5 years, and it really helps me.
A lot of people, there's been some wonderful comments on the blog with the different
Yeah,
Anne. Can you describe what sort of feeling you come when you come in here, John? The support you get.
yeah. It's people say, well, what can the Bracken Trust do for you? They can't fix your cancer. Cancer in your mind is a lot worse than the cancer in your body. You
Yeah.
can handle the cancer in your body, but you can't handle the cancer in your mind. And it helps to meet other people with this in the same position. There's a lot of people come here that's exactly the same state as I am, and it makes it easy for me to discuss things with them because they know how I'm feeling and I know how they are feeling, and it's just so helpful. You don't want to burden your nearest and dearest with your problems because they're carrying enough burden. They're carrying this burden just as I am, and you don't want to burden them anymore.
Yeah.
And to come here and talk to nurses and talk to other patients, it makes it so much easier. You walk in the door feeling down, you walk out, you've been lifted,
Yeah, I've heard
and
this.
that's
I've
what
heard that a
it's.
lot. And can you just sort of the sort of things that you've been doing here, John?
Yeah, I when I first came, I was getting massages and hot stones and one-to-one things with various therapists, and after lockdown, during lockdown, that all stopped.
Yeah.
But after lockdown, I came back and I found there was a lot of people in need of these one-to-one therapies. So I dropped out of the therapist and I went into group therapy.
And how did you find the group? How did you?
Now, the group therapies are great because you can, you, well, first of all, mindfulness. You're all in it together and we're all learning the same thing, learning how to cope, learning how to live, learning how to be in the moment, not to dwell on things, learning all that. And then I also do journaling. Now, journaling teaches me crafts. And I didn't think, oh, crafts, is that for me? It's not just the crafts. It's the people that's there. It's the other.
Time to share how you're feeling.
Yeah, exactly. You share it completely. It's great.
I did see John's, what's called the craft book, yeah?
Yeah.
And it was quite something to say. Thank you for sharing that with me, John. And it was quite something. So I can imagine when you're doing something like that, you'd have moments of silence, yeah?
Yes.
And then suddenly there might be a bit of laughter about something
That's
that you
right.
make it.
Something that somebody's done or whatever. And we all make mistakes. And we make mistakes in life as well. But it's just, it's a group. It's like a therapy in itself.
Yeah.
Because you get to talk to people that's got the same, or they're bereaved with cancer. Now there's a bereavement group here, which I don't belong. I suppose if I killed my wife, yes, I could be in the bereavement group. But it's a group that I didn't realise how much was they need to be in a group. They need to be together to help them through it. Because normally these people, a lot of wives go home to an empty home because their husbands have died with cancer.
Yeah.
And I know by talking to them I'm going to leave my wife when that day happens. And it helps me to sort it out.
Yeah.
Sort it out now.
To go through
before it's too late.
That it could be a painful process.
Yeah.
But in the right environment, tell me if I'm wrong, John, if you're in the right environment when you're talking, it perhaps makes it a little bit easier. Am I right in saying
it does. It definitely does. Yeah. Because you don't approach these things.
No, you don't.
In everyday life.
No, you don't.
Nobody thinks they're going to die.
No.
But when the big C comes in front of your name,
you think it's
time, it's time to sort things out.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. And this place helps me tremendously.
Yeah, I've been here a couple of times, and it's just a sense of, how do I put it? They really want to help you. Yeah.
You walk through the door,
yeah,
it's calmness.
It's calmness.
Straight away.
Yeah, such a, and as I said at the start, I'm incredibly grateful to be asked to be doing these little blogs, these little fly on the walls, like to catch up with this wonderful charity.
Yeah, but I've done a blog with Jungle before.
Yes.
And the rugby boys were singing with us. Now, the rugby boys are helping us.
Yes.
The choir.
Yeah.
Because we're singing for the Bracken Trust.
Singing for the Bracken Trust. That's an important date, guys.
Next
tickets. Sorry, John.
Saturday.
We just be talking. I go in really fast, so don't think back and think, oh, I'll pick up a ticket on the door, because the last thing John would want, or the choir, is you can't get a ticket. So where can they get tickets from, John?
And get them from me. They can also get them from the Bracken Trust shop. Or they can get them from the ground. They're in the ground behind the bar.
Yeah.
But I've got my phone is on all the posters.
Okay. Well, the posters will be going up again with this.
Posters are up all around the town. They're up in Llandrindod. There's posters everywhere. So, yes. But my phone number, if anybody's there, could ring me on 07938. 07938, that is.
Yeah.
833 264. That's 07938 833 264. I'll get them tickets. I'll even deliver them to the door.
Right. John, will you talk to me again sometime?
I certainly will.
Do us a favour, mate. Press that little red button there, mate.
That one there?
That one there.